So why am I dressed up for this review? Because I felt like it. You're welcome. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my most anticipated movies of this year. I was so excited to see it at a very early screening. It's directed by Gunn and stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, the voice of Bradley Cooper, the voice of Vin Diesel, as well as Bautista himself, John C. Reilly, and Glenn Close. Amazing cast in this movie. This is a bit of a gamble for Marvel because these characters aren't as well known as Captain America or Iron Man or the Incredible Hulk. A lot of people haven't heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're a ragtag group of outlaws that come together because they all have one thing in common. They do not like this dude named Ronan. And he wants something that's going to help him control the galaxy. They have it, so they fight and stuff. Now, we've seen a premise like this quite often in a Marvel movie, or in a superhero movie, or any movie like this of any kind. There is some kind of object, plot device, MacGuffin, something. Everyone wants it, so everyone's gonna go after it. And, explosions and all that stuff. But we have never seen it in a movie like this. Guardians of the Galaxy is everything I wanted it to be. It is fucking awesome. This is by far Marvel's funniest movie to date. And I'm being serious. I'm completely serious. This movie's really freaking hilarious. I was gut-busting laughing every other scene. This movie is just as much of a comedy as it is an action-adventure movie. The comedy, in fact, even overweighs it to the point where I would actually just call this movie a comedy. It is truly hilarious, and the jokes are very clever and unexpected because it takes those genre cliches, those big moments you expect, countdowns and evil stares and big face-offs and moments where you're supposed to be white-knuckling it, and then it just does something hilarious, totally out of the blue, that on paper you'd be like, this is absolute shit. And then you look at it and you're like, wait a second. This is not absolute shit because this is totally different. This is completely different from everything we've done before. We should do this in the movie. We should put this in the movie. It's not shit. That would be awesome. Let's do it. And then they just do it. It's like whatever they think of that's awesome, they did it. They didn't care. They just did it. Chris Pratt is fantastic in this movie. Not only is he very funny, which he has been in the past, but his character has a lot of heart to him. And you really care about him. And I'm not just saying this because I like Marvel movies and superhero stuff. He's really good in this movie. A very good, interesting character that you can get behind. He's like an amalgamation of Luke Skywalker and Indiana Jones all in one. Zoe Saldana is fantastic as Gamora. She has a very cool backstory, which if you don't know anything about, I'm just not going to spoil it for you. She added a lot of depth to the movie. Speaking of depth, Bautista as Drax. Wow. The best wrestler turned actor since The Rock. So funny. And his character had a lot of depth, and you did care about him. Groot, alright? Doesn't say much in the movie, but he was a very likable presence. He was basically like the Chewbacca of this movie, except with more humor. Now, there is one particular member of the Guardians of the Galaxy that I have left out so far, and that is Raccoon. Why have I left him out? Because he could be the Jar Jar Binks of this movie. He literally could ruin this movie. This movie is honestly riding on his shoulders. So is he the Jar Jar Binks of this movie? He's the Heath Ledger Joker of this movie. Rocket Raccoon is one of the coolest, if not the coolest character I've seen in a movie so far this year. I did not see CGI. It was so well done, and Bradley Cooper as the voice, flawless. You get behind the story. There's an emotional pull to the movie, which I haven't even gotten into yet because I just want you to experience it. But it is there, and you care about these characters. The action is handled very well, just as good as Joss Whedon handled it in The Avengers. I do have but one issue with this movie, and unfortunately, it is the villain. The way that I think they could have improved him as a character for this movie was make him just as oblivious and hilarious to everything as everyone else in the film is. He's just a bad guy. He's just a bad guy, and he does evil stuff, and, he's bad. If they would have included some of the humor into his character, I think it would have worked a lot more as a villain. That is my only problem with this movie. It is kind of a big one, but unfortunately, that is the way it is. I'm spoiled with Loki. Besides that, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the most entertaining films I have seen all year. It is endlessly enjoyable to watch. The special effects are terrific. The 3D is also very, very good and actually worth seeing. And the characters, oh my god, the characters are just, and the soundtrack, I forgot to mention, the soundtrack adds so much to this movie. It's like Cowboy Bebop, Firefly, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones just all under one, just exploding with awesomeness and jizz in my pants because it was cum worthy. Yeah. I went there. Guardians of the Galaxy gets an A. It's amazingly awesome. I can't quite give it an A+ because of that villain. I gotta stick to my guns here. But besides that, love this movie. Definitely check it out, guys. Now, I made an announcement in my review for Hercules that I'm actually going to be going to LA at the start of August. I'm actually going to be sent to LA for a press junket for the TNT show Legends, where I'm going to get to interview Mr. Sean Bean himself. Oh my goodness, what's happening? I don't know. But I'm excited about it, and I'm going to post a video on my channel, and I'm excited to do that. I really hope you guys come along with me on this ride, and thank you so much for supporting me over the years. It's a really great opportunity for me, and I'm excited to take part in it. So thank you very much, guys. If you see this movie, which you must, be sure to let me know what you think of it below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.